Visit ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. What is going on, YouTube? How's it going? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. A brand new day, and of course a new video that I decided to publish today. This is gonna be a counter box deck that you can see in front of you. It's a really interesting, one prize attacker deck for the current standard format. So yeah, let's just take a closer look at the Pokemon lineup. We have 16 Pokemons in total, 34 trainer cards and 10 energies. So I'm gonna start from the left to the right. Obviously, the first Pokemon in this deck list is gonna be Hoopa, with that ability that can lock our opponent GX and EX from dealing any damage to Hoopa. Other Pokemon is gonna be Tapu Lele with the magical swap. So once we have enough damage counters on our opponent Pokemons in play, and obviously we can put a lot of pressure with Tapu Koko and Latias, then we can start to use that magical swap. Another card that's interesting is this Sudowoodo with that Trevenant in the background, So basically, once our opponent knocks out our Pokemon, let's say it's a Knuckle Impact, or maybe Absorption, we can just simply use that counter energy and use Watch and Learn and respond with a knockout back. Other thing interesting on this deck list is the Shaman with the Rally Back, who can hit for 120 or 150 if one of our Pokemons was knocked out turn before. If we can go for 150, and if we already use the Tapu Koko Fly Flip, technically with the counter catcher we can catch our opponent Tapu Lele with 20 damage and knock him out. So obviously that's also interesting tech as well. But it can also counter those Lapras GXs for just a single one-hit knockout, which is insane. Double Tapu Koko for the early game Fly Flip, one Cobalion for the late game Revenge Blast, obviously, one Espeon, just in case if we're gonna play against stage 1 or 2 Pokemon, so we can easily devolve them with Miraculous Shine, but also Psyshock can be used, because this deck also run a Rainbow Energy. 2 copies of Latios with that Lagoon Flight and Breakthrough, obviously also powerful attacker versus those Buzzballs. 2 Tapu Lele GXs and 2 of each Remoraid and Octillery for that Beazley hand, but they can also be reduced to only one of them, and then you can also include, for example, one more Cynthia and one more N, or maybe even one more Guzma and some other card as well. Then from the item cards or tech cards, I'm running 1 copy of Counter Catcher. I also decided to go with 2 Enhanced Hammers because there's a lot of space for everything in this build, 1 copy of Field Blower, and then also 4 copies of Puzzle of Times. Being able to play 2 puzzles at the same time allows you to basically grab any 2 cards from your discard pile and put them back into your hand. There's also 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher on this deck list, as well as the special charge, so we can recover at least 2 of those special energies from our discard pile back into our deck. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, and 1 copy of Pearl City. Just if you wonder why there's a Pearl City, in case if we start with a double Tapu Lele play, we can always discard them from play by playing that Pearl City, and that's a very important thing, because we really want to have only one prize attackers on our bench and in the active position. Moving on with supporter lines, I'm running 2 copies of Bridget for the setup. Triple Cynthia, double Guzma, and triple N and Sycamore. In addition to those supporter cards, I'm also running 3 copies of Choice Band and 3 Floatstones for the extra damage and for retreat, and 4 of each counter, double Horse Energies, and Rainbow Energies times 2, because with the Rainbow Energy we can also have a lot of different options to attack. We can attack with Super Psy Bolt, we can also use Magical Swap or maybe Psy Wave without adding extra counter energies. I mean, Tapu Lele can hit with the Psy Wave, Necrozma for weakness, that Dragon one. We can also use eventually the Watch and Learn, Rally Back if we don't have that prize advantage. We can even hit with that Electric Ball, but it requires 2 Lighting Energies, so we're not going to focus in doing that. But the most important thing, we can go with Laguna Flight for like 200 if there is a choice band, and then we can one-hit knock out our opponent possible without too many problems, obviously. So a lot of good different options available with this deck. So yeah, make sure to check video description where you can find my link on the Twitch. I would really appreciate if you can also follow me on the Twitch, where I'm making live streams, parallel to the YouTube live stream. Also, if you're looking to buy any of these cards, you can check ccgcastle.com with the link provided in my video description. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the game test so you can actually see how this deck works in action. So see you in the game. Alright, so this is the Counterbox deck that I just built recently. And in this video I'm gonna play with it, so let's just, you know, take the look at the opening hand. Unfortunately, no sign of the basic Pokemon. There is a lot of basic Pokemons in this build, you know, a lot of different basic Pokemons. And so far I just got that Latias and Remoraid, and obviously it's much better than starting with something like Tapu Lele, right? I also have this double Course Energy available, so that's definitely going to be one breakthrough, or maybe not, because there's a end play. Alright, fair enough. And pretty much almost nothing. So just a Floatstone, Choice Band, and a couple other cards available. At least it's a Cynthia, it's not Sycamore necessary play, you know. There's a Mystery Treasure and the Beast Energy and the Pearl City, so he limit my bench space down to 3. And I managed to top deck a Ultra Ball. Well, in that case, we're gonna go with something like this. And then I'm gonna throw out one more Ultra Ball. And I'm thinking about pulling that Hoopa out. I really want to get that Enhanced Hammer if it's possible somehow in action. It looks like how now it's not possible. At least I can break through, you know, and that Mew next turn can be knocked out by attack of my Tapu Koko. But also my Latias can easily be one hit knocked out with only one Psychic Energy discardment from my opponent's side of the field. And this is the Tapu Lele GX play. I'm wondering for which card it's gonna be. It's for the Professor Sycamore. Okay, fair enough. So he had that Psychic Energy available in his hand, but he just rather decided not to attach it. Wonder why. Well, there's a Necrozma GX, a regular one with the Black Ray, Prismatic Burst, and Light's End. This is a very interesting card with a very interesting ability, which says that you can prevent all damage done by attacks from your opponent colorless Pokemon. You know, it's a very powerful attack. Alright, so no doubt about it that this is gonna be one Field Blower play. And also it's gonna be one Bridget play, you know. So this is weak on the Psychic. Okay, so we can get Sudowoodo is not good in this case. No, it's not. Tapu Koko, Shaymin, and Cobalion. So Shaymin can strike for 120. 120 plus 60 is like 180, which means that in theory next turn I can pull double knockout with my Tapu Koko, and I'm definitely looking forward to do that. If some things don't change, you know. So being able to strike for 120 right now, next turn Tapu Koko can simply use Fly Flip and it can knock out 2 of my opponent Pokemons in play. However, we saw that Pearl City play from my opponent's side. I wouldn't be surprised even to see Retreat and then simply Pearl City so he can remove both Necrozma and Mew from his side of the play, you know. And that would basically prevent me from taking triple price card next turn. But we shall see. There is a Field Blower, so I'm gonna lose that Floatstone from my Remoraid. I do have Sycamore for 7, plus probably I'm gonna get opportunity to put my Octillery in play, which is probably gonna be for a couple extra cards. I just need to hit either way double Course Energy or maybe, you know, just a Counter Energy card, because both energies are gonna be fine. They're both gonna trigger anyways. There is also Cobalion for the late game and that Revenge Blast, you know. Rainbow Energy, that's not good. I need to go for the counter energy or double course energy, but in this case I missed both of them. Ooh, how bad that was. Well, there's the only option available, retreat on the Hoopa, you know, and pass the turn. Literally only available thing. I'm not gonna even try to bother play my choice band or flowstone or counter catcher or putting Tuseday on the bench, not even thinking about benching down that Tapu Lele, so my opponent still have like one more turn to use at Pearl City. And it actually it happens, you know. It's energy miss attachment, which can cause me a lot of problems right now, especially if he can bring that Pearl City right now in play. If he just, you know, can use it full Moonstar, I'm gonna be more than happy. The good thing is that he can attach like 4 energy cards on that Necrozma GX, and looks like how this is gonna actually happen. Alright. Okay. Still, I think... So he really wants to power up that Lunala as well. Okay, this bad boy actually have 4 energy cards. And I managed to top that counter energy. So I'm not gonna risk anyways. There is a Flowstone play, there is a... This attack does 20 damage times the number of energy attached to all Pokemons in play. Okay, then I can bench down Tuseday definitely. Counter energy for somebody like Tapu Lele, for example, because if he don't have energy, he might not be able to attack or retreat. Well, Enhanced Hammer, I guess in this matchup I'm not gonna need it anymore, so I will definitely discard it from play. And there's a Beazle hand. For the Pearl City on my side of the field, it's not worth. Okay, let's go with that Fly Flip Bombarding. So there's another Remoraid and 2 more prize cards. Latias and Espeon EX. Okay, in this matchup, Espeon sounds like not good tech at all. Well, there is a Metal Energy. He still needs to pull 4 prize cards. All suddenly I managed to go into the advantage. And there's a good question right now, which Pokemon is gonna be used for my opponent next knockout? I'm just wondering, will he decide to go? He's probably looking forward to attacking with Lunala, because he triggered that energy attachment to his Ultra Necrozma on the bench. He was a little bit too fast, I should say that. And there is a choice band as well. So obviously next turn I'm gonna try to hit my opponent with the Pearl City if it's possible, and I'm really happy to see that end because my hand was just useless at this moment. There we go, double course energy and rainbow energy, that's not bad at all. So I can start to power up my Cobalion. No, he decided to concede. There we go. Once I managed to clear his bench, and once I promoted that Tapu Lele in the front, he decided to quit. Obviously, because next turn Tuseday will respawn, knocking his Lunala out either way if he even tried to attack with it, you know. That Shaman was definitely MVP. That surprising rally back was more than enough for the victory in the game number 1, so let's move to the game number 2. And here is Max Elixir play, and looks like this is gonna be one invasion for my opponent. Oh, buddy building dumbbells for extra 30 HP. Actually, extra 40 HP. So let's go with that Dark Flash for 120. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage, that is for sure. I'm gonna go with the Sycamore for 7. I don't need any of these cards, I just need counter energy so I can start applying some pressure to my opponent. And I'm looking forward to use it Watch and Learn attack. So so I can respond hitting him back with the 120. And there is a lot of damage in play. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, 240 damage in total. That's a lot. Okay, this bad boy is actually weak on the Psychic, so I'm definitely looking forward to target him with my Latias. I need a couple more damage counters so I can start to, you know, using that Tapu Lele magical swap with the counter energy, obviously. So he can knock me out. If he decides to knock me out, this Necrozma will be knocked out anyways. And the problem for my opponent is that he don't have a single energy card so far available for that Toxapex. And that Toxapex is a very powerful beast as well, so it has the same attack as the Moon Eclipse, but it's weaker for like a 30 damage. Overall, he can, you know, poison my active Pokemon, and then I'm getting 10 damage counters from poison from turn to turn, so that's also a powerful attack as well. And in that case, he can also poison my Hoopa, for example. And then he can knock out my Hoopa as well. But okay, if my opponent takes a prize card, it's gonna be, you know, just the one prize. It's nothing special, you know. I can knock him out still with my Latias. But to be honest, I'm thinking about Guzma play somehow, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen if another Guzma is prized. Plus I can still get counter catcher as well. Okay, yeah. Ultra Ball top deck. It is gonna be for Octillery. It is gonna be for Octillery. I also have that Espeon available in play, so I don't need to forget about that as well. So we're trying to get a counter catcher in play. Or maybe Guzma. For example. So breakthrough and 30 damage for that Necrozma, obviously. Okay, so he took 120, so 140, 170. There is a lot of damage in play. A lot of work for my Espeon. That is one thing. Okay, so this bad boy have 60 HP, so 60, 60, 60, he also have 60, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 360 damage so I can take 4 prize cards. Plus this bad boy needs to be knocked out after that. And we have 360, and there is 270, 290, 330, 350, 370. Okay, there is a lot of damage counter available in play, you know. Obviously this is going to be knockout from the Dark Flash attack. I mean, it is. I think I'm just going to try to get that magical swap Tapu Lele. So obviously I can take 4 prize knockout against those Toxapex and against my opponent, you know, Necrozma. Let's see, a Beazle hand, maybe I can get another Puzzle of Time. Maybe not. I can still knock him out if I want. The problem for him is no energy in his discard pile, you know, so I think how I should gamble with the Cynthia. It might end up like a complete disaster, but it turns out to be a good decision. So I have 2 puzzles. And I think I'm just gonna go with a Tapu Koko damage spread. And I can also take one more card, and that card is gonna be Guzma. It's gonna be Guzma actually. And there you go with the fly flip. So Ultra Ball and Tapu Lele. Okay, that Ultra Ball can be next turn for something like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 320 damage in total. With 320 damage in total, can I have double knockout? 210? No, I need 380, and I have 200, 320. Okay, so I still don't have enough. So there is a Wonder Tech Tapu Lele, just wondering if it's gonna be for N or something like that. I mean, for my opponent, best thing to do is somehow to try to use that Total Shelter GX attack, you know, hitting me for like 150, taking somehow knockout against my top auxiliary. Oh, so he can prevent all effects of attack, including damage done to with that bent spoon. That's a really good play, and probably he's gonna use that GX right now. 320. Well, that means only one thing. I can hit him one more time with the damage spread, and then I can, you know, simply move damage counters from his Pokemon to those Tapu Leles, so those Tapu Leles can be one hit knocked out. So there's a Guzma for no, he decided to go for Cobalion instead. Okay, even better, because I'm gonna have the Drow support available. So Total Shelter for the 130. And I have 2 more Puzzle of Time remaining. Oh, interesting. A counter catcher play, which means that I don't even need to play my Guzma if I don't want to do it. But still I'm gonna go with the Guzma, you know, and I'm gonna get that Malamar to the active spot. And this is gonna be one round for everybody. So I even took one knockout against that Pokemon on his bench. And obviously next turn, you know, I can simply end the game. Prevent all effects of attack including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent next turn. Oh yeah, so he actually goes down to the bench, so the effect just you know, ends. I completely missed that, so I could also have a knockout against this one as well. But never mind, I mean, the game is over, definitely, you know. All my opponent can do, he can, you know, try somehow to end me, but even if he decides to end me, I have still that Abyssal Hand available, you know. And again, I managed to pull that counter catcher as well. But there's also Rainbow Energy, which can be used for the Hoopa play. And that's the GG. That's the GG. This deck actually shines. It works well. I really like it. I mean, no doubt about it. It's super cool. So 1 Psychic Recharge. It is a super cool deck, you know. So there is like 120, 320 damage in total in play. So what do we need here? 1 Ultra Ball play, so we can end the game this turn if it's possible. Let's see, counter energy play for something like another Malamar. And then I'm gonna go with a Beazle hand. I'm just searching for that counter energy, which I couldn't get. Fair enough, I should say. Then I need to use another Fly Flip round. Okay, so definitely next turn game is over because I can take triple price card with my Latias. So there is no Tapu Lele GX on my bench, however, it's my turn and it's a well play. I mean, I could definitely go with, you know, Tapu Lele search, but it really makes no sense because I already managed to knock out three Pokemons from my opponent bench with that Fly Flip, and that's it. That's the GG, you know. This is the deck that can be very potentially good in the standard format, and I really like it. Probably one of my top favorite decks, you know, to play with it. From now on, I'm actually gonna play a lot with this deck, especially on the live stream. So if you're looking forward to watch more videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the follow on the Twitch so you can basically watch me playing this on the live stream. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to hit the likes up as well. So we'll see you next time. So till then, have a nice day and goodbye.